Welcome to Bookscape, your sanctuary for book lovers. Here we provide concise summaries and insightful reviews of the best books. Turn off the noise, settle in, and immerse yourself in the world of literature. Discover new favorites and explore captivating stories with Bookscape.
Hello and welcome to Bookscape. Before we dive into our review of The Subtle Art by Mark Manson, we want to provide a quick disclaimer. This book contains explicit language. Mark Manson employs this language intentionally to convey his bold and unapologetic approach to self-improvement. The use of such language may not be suitable for all audiences, so listener discretion is advised. If you're uncomfortable with explicit language or prefer content with a more formal tone, this might not be the book for you. However, if you're open to a raw, honest, and straightforward perspective on personal growth, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck offers valuable insights and thought-provoking ideas. Thank you for understanding, and now let's get into the review. Introduction. A different approach to self-improvement. In this book, Mark Manson begins with a simple yet profound premise. We need to be more selective about what we care about. Manson argues that our culture's obsession with positivity and success is misleading. Instead, he suggests that embracing our limitations, accepting our struggles, and focusing on what truly matters leads to a more fulfilling life. Key takeaways from the book. Now that we've set the stage, let's delve into the key takeaways. These insights capture the essence of Manson's philosophy, helping us understand how to focus on what truly matters, embrace challenges, and live a more meaningful life. The importance of choosing what to care about. One of the central themes in the book is the importance of choosing what to care about. Mark Manson emphasizes that not all things in life deserve our attention and energy. He calls this process value selection. In Chapter 1, Don't Try, Manson uses the story of Charles Bukowski to illustrate this point. Bukowski, a famous writer, was far from the epitome of success. Yet he embraced his flaws and focused on what mattered to him: writing. Bukowski didn't try to be a successful, polished, or likable person. Instead, he accepted his limitations and stayed true to his values. This authenticity and focus on what truly mattered to him, writing, ultimately led to his success. Manson suggests that accepting our limitations and focusing on our values is more important than chasing unrealistic ideals. As he puts it, you can't be an important and life-changing presence for some people without also being a joke and an embarrassment to others. This quote underscores the idea that it's impossible to please everyone, and attempting to do so is a waste of time and energy. In another example from the book, Manson talks about Dave Mustaine, the founding member of the band Megadeth. Mustaine was kicked out of Metallica before they became one of the most successful bands in history. Determined to prove his worth, Mustaine formed Megadeth, which became incredibly successful in its own right. Despite this, Mustaine felt like a failure because he was still comparing himself to Metallica. Manson uses this story to highlight how our values determine our success and satisfaction. Mustaine's value of being the best and beating his former bandmates led to his perpetual dissatisfaction, despite his considerable achievements. Manson argues that by consciously selecting our values, we can focus our energy on what truly matters. He writes, "The more something threatens your identity, the more you will avoid it. This means that clinging to poor values or trying to meet everyone's expectations can prevent us from growing and achieving true fulfillment." In the book, Manson also talks about the backwards law, a concept introduced by the philosopher Alan Watts. The backwards law states that the more we pursue feeling better all the time, the less satisfied we become, as pursuing something only reinforces the fact that we lack it in the first place. Manson uses this concept to stress that choosing to care about fewer things and focusing on what truly matters can lead to a more fulfilling life. Embracing negative experiences. Manson introduces the value of suffering, explaining that happiness is not about avoiding problems but finding meaningful problems to solve. In Chapter 2, Happiness is a Problem, Manson challenges the notion that happiness can be achieved by avoiding suffering. Instead, he argues that embracing challenges and learning from them leads to growth and fulfillment. Manson writes, "The pain you pursue in the gym produces good health and energy. The failures in business lead to better understanding and eventually success." Manson illustrates this concept by discussing how people often seek to avoid pain and discomfort, believing that this will lead to happiness. However, he argues that the avoidance of suffering can create more significant issues, as it prevents individuals from addressing and overcoming their problems. By facing challenges head-on and finding meaning in them, we can develop resilience and personal growth. He emphasizes that the path to happiness lies in finding problems worth solving and embracing the inevitable discomfort that comes with them. For example, Manson talks about how the pain and struggle of training in the gym lead to physical health and energy. Similarly, the failures and setbacks experienced in business can lead to a deeper understanding and eventual success. These experiences, though challenging, provide valuable lessons and opportunities for personal development. The value of uncertainty. In Chapter 6, You're Wrong About Everything But So Am I, Manson explores the concept of uncertainty and the importance of questioning our beliefs. He argues that accepting we are often wrong opens us up to growth and learning. Certainty, on the other hand, can be a trap that prevents us from evolving. Manson writes, "The more something threatens your identity, the more you will avoid it." Manson suggests that embracing uncertainty allows us to remain open to new information and perspectives. By acknowledging that our beliefs and values may be flawed or incomplete, we create space for personal growth and improvement. This willingness to question ourselves and adapt is essential for navigating the complexities of life. He uses the example of scientific inquiry to illustrate this point. Scientists constantly test hypotheses and revise their theories based on new evidence. This process of questioning and uncertainty drives progress and innovation. Similarly, in our personal lives, being open to uncertainty and willing to reevaluate our beliefs can lead to greater self-awareness and growth. Manson also discusses how clinging to certainty can be detrimental. When we are overly attached to our beliefs and identities, we may avoid situations or information that challenge them. This resistance to change can hinder our development and limit our potential. By embracing uncertainty and being open to the possibility of being wrong, we can continue to learn and evolve. The concept of responsibility. In Chapter 5, You Are Always Choosing, Manson delves into the idea that while we may not control our circumstances, we are responsible for our responses. He calls this the responsibility paradox. By taking ownership of our choices, we empower ourselves to change our lives. Manson emphasizes, we don't always control what happens to us, but we always control how we interpret what happens to us, as well as how we respond. Manson argues that taking responsibility for our actions and reactions is a crucial aspect of personal empowerment. He suggests that regardless of the challenges we face, we have the power to choose how we respond. This mindset shifts the focus from blaming external factors to taking control of our own lives. He provides an example of a person who faces a difficult situation, such as losing a job. While the individual may not be responsible for the job loss, they are responsible for how they respond to it. They can choose to view the situation as an opportunity to learn new skills, seek new opportunities, and ultimately improve their circumstances. Manson also discusses the importance of acknowledging our role in creating and perpetuating our problems. By recognizing that we have the power to change our responses and make different choices, we can break free from patterns of negativity and create positive change in our lives. This sense of responsibility fosters resilience and personal growth. The importance of saying no. In Chapter 8, The Importance of Saying No, Manson discusses the power of setting boundaries. By saying no to things that don't align with our values, we can focus our energy on what truly matters. Manson argues that this selective approach is essential for living a fulfilling life. He asserts, the desire for more positive experience is itself a negative experience. And paradoxically, the acceptance of one's negative experience is itself a positive experience. Manson emphasizes that setting boundaries and prioritizing our values allows us to focus on what is truly important. By learning to say no to distractions and demands that do not serve our goals, we can invest our time and energy in pursuits that bring us fulfillment and satisfaction. He provides an example of a person who constantly says yes to social invitations and work requests, even when they do not align with their values or goals. This person may find themselves overwhelmed and stressed, unable to focus on what truly matters to them. By learning to say no and setting clear boundaries, they can create space for activities and relationships that are meaningful and fulfilling. Manson also discusses the importance of accepting negative experiences as a natural part of life. By embracing discomfort and challenges, we can develop resilience and find deeper meaning in our pursuits. This acceptance allows us to focus on the experiences and values that truly matter, leading to a more purposeful and satisfying life. The rejection of exceptionalism. In Chapter 3, You Are Not Special, Manson challenges the idea that everyone is destined for greatness. He argues that accepting our limitations frees us from the constant comparison and pressure to be exceptional. This rejection of exceptionalism allows us to focus on personal growth and meaningful achievements. Manson states, our culture today confuses great attention and admiration with success, as though they are the same thing, but they are not. Manson suggests that the belief in our inherent specialness can lead to unrealistic expectations and disappointment. By accepting that we are not inherently extraordinary, we can focus on personal growth and the pursuit of meaningful goals, rather than constantly striving for external validation and recognition. He provides the example of individuals who chase fame and success, believing that these achievements will bring them happiness and fulfillment. However, this pursuit often leads to stress and dissatisfaction, as the constant pressure to be exceptional can be overwhelming. By rejecting the notion of exceptionalism, we can focus on personal growth and find fulfillment in our own unique way. Manson also discusses the importance of embracing our ordinary experiences and finding value in them. He argues that true success and happiness come from focusing on what genuinely matters to us, rather than seeking external validation. By accepting our limitations and focusing on personal growth, we can lead more authentic and fulfilling lives. Manson concludes that the rejection of exceptionalism allows us to focus on what is truly important and meaningful in our lives. By letting go of the pressure to be extraordinary, we can find fulfillment in our own unique path and experiences. Embracing Manson's philosophy. Mark Manson's writing challenges us to rethink our approach to self-improvement and personal growth. Instead of adhering to traditional notions of constant positivity and relentless pursuit of success, Manson offers a more grounded and realistic perspective on living a fulfilling life. By choosing what to care about, embracing our struggles, accepting uncertainty, taking responsibility, setting boundaries, and rejecting exceptionalism, we can navigate life's challenges with greater resilience and authenticity. One of the core messages of the book is the importance of selective attention. Manson argues that not everything in life is worth caring about. By carefully choosing what we give our attention and energy to, we can focus on what truly matters and let go of the rest. This process, which Manson calls value selection, helps us prioritize our values and align our actions with them, leading to a more meaningful and satisfying life. Embracing our struggles is another key aspect of Manson's philosophy. Rather than avoiding pain and discomfort, Manson encourages us to confront and embrace these experiences as opportunities for growth. He emphasizes that happiness is not the absence of problems, but the ability to find meaningful problems to solve. By accepting and learning from our challenges, we can develop resilience and personal strength. Manson also highlights the value of uncertainty. In a world that often demands certainty and confidence, Manson suggests that accepting our own fallibility and being open to new perspectives can lead to greater personal growth. This willingness to question our beliefs and embrace uncertainty allows us to evolve and adapt, fostering continuous self-improvement. Taking responsibility for our actions and responses is another crucial element of Manson's approach. He argues that while we may not control the circumstances we find ourselves in, we always have control over how we respond to them. By owning our choices and their consequences, we empower ourselves to create positive change in our lives. This sense of responsibility is foundational for personal empowerment and growth. Setting boundaries and learning to say no are also essential components of living a fulfilling life, according to Manson. By establishing clear boundaries and prioritizing what aligns with our values, we can protect our time and energy from unnecessary distractions. This selective approach enables us to focus on what truly matters and invest in meaningful pursuits. Finally, Manson challenges the idea of exceptionalism, the belief that we are all destined for greatness. He argues that accepting our limitations and embracing our ordinary experiences can free us from the constant pressure to be extraordinary. Manson's honest and straightforward style provides a refreshing perspective on personal growth. His approach encourages us to embrace life's inherent challenges and uncertainties, fostering resilience and authenticity. By adopting Manson's philosophy, we can navigate the complexities of life with a greater sense of purpose and fulfillment.
Thanks for joining us on Bookscape. If you enjoyed this book summary and review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and book recommendations in the comments below. If you want to purchase a copy of the book or audiobook, check out the link in the description. Until next time, happy reading, and remember, every journey begins with a book.